Hi everyone, my name is John Lynch, and today I'm going to be talking about the channel strip in your DAW. Now, to start off, I got a lot of information to go through, so I'm going to try and go quick. To start off, you got your insert section, and what that does right here, you can add any kind of effect that you want in your track, be it reverb, compressors, chorus, yada yada yada, all that stuff. Really good, really important feature of the DAW. Next, you have your aux sends. This sends the audio to, say, a bus or something else. It just allows you to send it to a secondary some kind of secondary mix, pretty much. So you'd click add bus to channel, and there you have a send, or it gets sent to this bus if you enable it, at least. And this allows you to control more than one track at the same time. So I'd enable it to be sent to that bus, get sent to that bus. Now both of these volumes are controlled by what I sent the volume to, or what I sent the audio to, which is there. Now, EQ section. On hardware, you'd have knobs that look like this. They control the high frequency, the mid frequency, and the low frequency. On your DAW, you have an insert. So we're going to go back to that insert section. At least my DAW has this. So, and I click channel strip, and there you have your low, your mids, and your highs. So you hear him talking about, like, cut the highs. That's what he's talking about. You turn down the high, like that. Okay. That's your EQ, and that's spectral manipulation of the track. So you affect all the different frequencies with that. The pan knob is the next feature on the channel strip in your DAW, and this pans from left to right on the stereo that is outputted from the track. Now I record with a mono most of the time if I can help it, and this is great, and it gets outputted as a stereo track, and so that means it has a left and a right for your left and right speakers. And what the pan knob does is it raises and lowers or equalizes each of those speakers, and you control that with the pan knob. And all this does is doesn't move information from one side to the other. If you are recording with a stereo track, you'll have two, and moving the pan knob won't affect the stereo track that way. It just turns up and down each side of your stereo that you're recording. Okay, the mute button. It mutes a track that you select. If you don't want to hear that track and you're working on the other track, you just want to isolate this one, you can mute that. But an easier way to isolate it is the solo button. And that creates this track as a solo sound. If you have a bunch of tracks and you just want to work on one track individually, say you have 10 tracks, you hit the solo button and it mutes every single other track that you have on there. Really useful and really quick and easy way to get it done. You can also solo more than one track at the same time, so that you can work on two, and all those will stay muted if I add more. Now, last thing on this channel strip is, not last thing actually, here we have the record enable button, and what this does is it makes our track record enabled. Pretty much it makes it so that when we hit this record button down here, oh, you can't see it though. I'm sorry, it's off my screen that I'm recording. Down here, down that way, we have a record button that when we hit it, we start recording. And record enable makes it so that we record on that track. You can hit it on your channel strip, or you can hit it up here. This is kind of a little mini version of your channel strip. And then the next feature that we have is the volume fader. The most important feature of your DAW channel strip is your volume fader, because it controls the volume of anything that you've recorded, and that's also what he said in the video, so I'm going to listen to him as it being the most important part. On analog, it will have a U. I'm just kind of saying what he said. Sorry about this, but it'll have a U for unity and a gain section which will not amplify or attenuate the signal. So that means that it'll be at 0. I think if I do this and I click right here and I just put 0, it does the same thing. It gets it back to that 0 marker that he was talking about, where it just plays the signal that it gets in and it won't make it higher or lower. You can control that with the volume fader though. Okay, so that's the whole channel strip right here. Last thing is that you have the master channel strip, and it doesn't have all the same features as this one, but it is really important. It's the master section, so it is the most important, I guess. It takes every track that you have and combines them into one adjustable volume fader. You can add inserts if you want to. It's easier and better most of the time, better to edit with if you put your inserts over here, so I wouldn't recommend adding inserts here. But if you want to just add one reverb into your whole thing to make it all sound like it's in the same room, for instance, you could do that like that, and then you have it on your master track. You can also mute, which will just mute your whole tracks. I don't know, and you can solo, which doesn't make any sense, but it lets you do that, and it'll just play all the tracks. So I don't know. And that's about it. That's all the basic features of your channel strip and your DAW right there. I talked about your channel strip and your master channel strip. I hope I covered everything, and hope I didn't miss anything. So thanks for watching. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.